Okay, so this is lesson 87 for Algebra 1, and it is factoring by grouping. Actually, you already know how to do this, okay? What's going to happen is you're going to be given four terms, like 2x squared plus 4xy plus 7x plus 14y. So you're going to look at the first two and you're going to take something out of it. You're going to look at the second two and you're going to take something out of it, which is something we've done before. We do it in that advanced factoring, and I'll show you that again here in a minute. So again, right here, 2x squared plus 4xy. So I'm going to take a 2x out of both of them. That leaves x plus 2y. The second one, I'm going to take a 7 out of both of them. That leaves x plus 2y. Then notice the parentheses match. So again, that should seem familiar. Our parentheses match. So one factor is x plus 2y. The other factor is 2x plus 7. 2x plus 7. And that's the factoring. That's factoring by grouping. Again, that should seem very familiar to you. That should not seem brand new to you at all. Let me put one over here. Let's see. 5x squared plus 10xy plus 3x plus 6y. So take a 5x out of the first two, that's x plus 2y. Take a 3 out of the second two, that's x plus 2y. X plus 2y is in common, so take that, and then 5x plus 3. Again, should seem familiar. So let's see another one. Let's try 3y squared minus 8y cubed minus 8y plus 3. 3y squared minus 8y cubed minus 8y plus 3. Now, there's a couple of different ways you could do this. You could leave it like it is, or you could kind of do some strategic stuff where you'd move the 3 here. My only issue with that is make sure that this is a plus 3, so when you move it, it stays a plus 3. Don't change that sign. But it would be easier for do that, or we can just do it like it is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it two different ways. I'm going to leave it like it is, and then we're going to rewrite it, moving the 3, and then do it that way. Okay, so that you've seen both ways. So this is y squared that I can take out. That leaves 3 minus 8y. Then here, all I can take out is a negative. That's all I can take out. Actually, I don't want to take out a negative, because this one is negative, so I don't want to take out a negative. So we're just going to take out a plus 1 and leave negative 8y plus 3. Because 3 minus 8y and negative 8y plus 3 is the same thing. So you've got to watch that. You've got to be careful with that, because usually I always say to take that negative out, but we can't, to make our parentheses the same. So y squared plus 1, and then 3 minus 8y. So there's that. There's that way to do it. Okay? And then my puppy dog came to visit. Emmy. Say hello, Emmy. That's my little Australian Shepherd. She's a brat. You didn't notice she's laying on the board. Okay, so let's try this again, where we're going to take it, and I'm going to write 3y squared plus 3 minus 8y cubed minus 8y. Putting the 3 and the 3y squared together. So now I can take a 3 out of these two. I get y squared plus 1. Here I can take the negative out because I do want to change the sign, because this is a plus, so I know that sign needs to be a plus. So negative 8y, and that would leave y squared plus 1. So y squared plus 1, 3 minus 8y, which is exactly what we got here. So it doesn't matter. Either way you do it. You can either leave it just like you're given, or you can do a little strategic work. You just have to watch your signs when you do that. You also have to make sure that you get it completely factored. Sorry, I had to. So let's see, 45a squared b. Actually, that's an a cubed. 45a cubed b minus 15a cubed plus 15a squared b minus 5a squared. So again, yeah, what can we take out of the first two? So we can take a 15a cubed out of the first two. That leaves 3b minus 1. Then here we can take out a 5a squared. That leaves 3b minus 1. So then when we put this together, we've got 3b minus 1, and then I've got a 15a cubed plus 5a squared, which it's not finished. You've got to finish factoring that. So we're going to take a 5a squared out. That'll leave a 3a plus 1, and then a 3b minus 1. But you've got to make sure you factor it completely. So let me show you another one like that one. We've got to factor it completely. 54xz cubed plus 6x z squared minus 18z cubed minus 2z squared. So there's that. Out of the first two, we can take a 6x z squared. We can take all of that out. And it'll leave a 9z plus 1 minus, take the minus out because that's a minus and it's not going to affect that. That's what we want it to do. Take a 2 z squared out. Right, and then start parentheses. So that would be 9z plus 1. So then from there, we have 9z plus 1. And then we have 6xz squared minus 2z squared. So that's what I've got now, but I'm not finished because I can take a 2 out of the 6 and the 2, and I can take a z squared out. So I'm going to take 2z squared out of these two. That'll leave a 3x minus 1, and then 9z plus 1. Again, you got to have it completely factored. Everything's got to be completely factored on that. Let's see. 3a squared b minus 18a plus 30 minus 5ab. 3a squared b minus 18a plus 30 minus 5ab. Okay, so factor completely. So let's see. I can take the 3a out. So that's ab minus 6. Here I can take a 5 out. So that's going to be 6 minus ab. Now, here's the problem. This is ab minus 6. This is 6 minus ab. Those aren't the same. Those don't match, and they're off by a sign. So what we need to do is make that 5 a negative instead. That'll change the signs on the 6 and the ab. So now I have 3a times ab minus 6 minus 5 times negative 6 plus ab. So these are the same now because the 6 is negative and the ab is positive. So 3a minus 5, ab minus 6. So be careful. Make sure your signs match. If they don't, then take a negative out. Take that sign out. Let's see. 5x squared y minus 3xy minus 50x plus 30. So again, I can take an xy out of the first two. That leaves 5x minus 3. I'm going to go ahead and take that negative out, that negative 10 out, and I'd leave 5x minus 3. That would change the signs like I needed to. On this one, it was kind of hard to tell. That was a plus. That's why I didn't take it. But here I took the negative, so it changed the signs like we needed it to. So xy minus 10 and 5x minus 3. Okay, then they bring up our regular factoring again and tell you to factor it by grouping, which I don't want you to. If you see something like x squared minus 7x minus 44, you factor it like old stuff. X minus 11, x plus 4, because you need the factors of negative 44 that give you negative 7, which would be negative 11 and positive 4. So don't mess it up. If you see something like x squared minus 4x minus 77, that's going to be x minus 11, x plus 7. Do the short way on those. Don't do the long ways. let's see, x squared minus 4x minus 21. Do not use factor by grouping on these. X minus 7, x plus 3. I'm showing you exactly how I want to see them. So on these, don't use factor by grouping. That's the old type of factoring. So do it the old way. And then when you see something like this, 6k squared minus 17k plus 10, you have to do the factoring by grouping. Like you have to do that advanced factoring where you do 6 times 10 and you get 60. And you want the factors of positive 60 that give you negative 17, which are negative 15 and negative 2. No, it's not. Sorry, went a little fast. Negative 12 and negative 5. That's what I meant. Then you've got to rewrite. So you'd have 6k squared minus 12k minus 5k plus 10. So then 6k, that's k minus 2. And see, this is the factoring by grouping. When we rewrite it, this is the factoring by grouping. This is less than 87, but we've already done it because I've already shown you this type of factoring. So then 6k minus 5, k minus 2. So there's your factoring. And you'd have to do the factoring by grouping right here. So let's try another one like that. 5k squared minus 13k plus 6. 5k squared minus 13k plus 6. So 5 times 6 is 30. I need the factors of positive 30 that give me negative 13, which would be negative 10 and negative 3, because they multiply to be positive 30 but add to be negative 13. So 5k squared minus 10k minus 3k plus 6. So 5k, k minus 2, negative 3, k minus 2, and then you have k minus 2 and 5k minus 3 for your factoring on those. Okay, and then let me show you, there are going to be times when you factor by grouping and all you can do is take stuff out of the first two, take stuff out of the second two, and then you can't do anything else. So let me show you this one just to show you that. So here I can take a 16a squared out of both of them. That would leave 4b minus a. Then out of the second two, all I can do is take out a 9. And that leaves 2a squared b minus 1. And that's all you can do. You can't do anything else. So if you can't do anything else, don't do anything else. Leave it just like that. Leave it factored just like that. Okay? And then another one I want to show you to make sure that you're okay with it. X squared plus 3xy minus 54y squared. So again, if that y is there, it just follows you along. This doesn't have to be done factor by grouping. You need an x and an x. You need the factors of negative 54 that give you 3, which are positive 9, negative 6, and you've got to put a y because you've got the y squared. So that's how something like that factors. So just kind of a review on factoring and what you need to do. But that is lesson 87. You're going to do the warm-up on page 570. You're going to do the practice A through F. Then you're going to do 1, 2, 7, 8, 9, 10, 21, 23, 24, 26. 1, 2, 7, 8, 9, 10, 21, 23, 24, 26. And then it looks like I may want to show you one on the warm-up right quick. Yeah, number 4 on the warm-up. This is warm-up number 4. It's 4n squared plus 5n minus 21. So you've got to do 4 times negative 21. You get negative 84. You want the factors of negative 84 that give you positive 5, which would be 12 and negative 7. So then 4n squared plus 12n minus 7n minus 21. And then we do the factoring by grouping. 4n, n plus 3. Take a negative 7, you get n plus 3. So 4n minus 7, n plus 3. Also, on number 5 on the warm-up, 81x squared minus 64y squared. Guys, this is the difference of two squares. So it factors into 9x minus 8y, 9x plus 8y. So that's how that factors on number 5. So that's number 4 and number 5 on the warm-up. Done for you. You need to make sure you copy them. Hopefully it'll help you understand and remember something that you've already done. This is due Tuesday, the 31st by 4 with the notes. So make sure you take notes from the video like you're supposed to and turn them in with the lesson on Tuesday, the 31st by 4. Okay.